StarFox. StarFox has returned, and I am conflicted. For those who don't know, Nintendo has released a direct specifically for the new StarFox game coming up this June. And I am both so happy that there's finally another StarFox game to come out after a decade since Zero. But it is another fucking rehash of Star Fox 64. Before anything, I just want to say, great. I'm glad Star Fox is making a resurgence. I heard that Illumination is starting production on a Star Fox film, which is amazing. I've never been more excited for something to come out before because I adore Star Fox. It is probably the biggest driving force into why I became an animator, writer, all this other stuff to begin with. But I am a fan of Star Fox and all its stuff. And seeing that they are remaking Star Fox 64 again is... it's disappointing, but I also understand. First things first, Star Fox 64 isn't even like the original game. It is actually just a retelling of the original Star Fox game. And then you have Star Fox Zero, which is a remake of Star Fox 64. And visually, I think that one is just incredible. I think that one has the best style, but I never got to play it because it was on the Wii U. I couldn't afford a Wii U back then. And from all the reports that I've read and from some of the reviews that I watched for it, people just didn't like the controls for it because of the way the Wii U pad worked. I still really liked it visually. And now they are retelling the same fucking game for a fourth time. And it's for anyone that's a Star Fox fan from Zero, it'd be like, oh, that's really weird. If you're a fan from Star Fox 64, it's like, are you kidding me again? And this is not even including the 3DS remake. We could also include the 3DS one, so that technically make it the fifth remake. But I don't count that. I don't think a lot of people count it. It's just kind of like a port. If you're a fan from the original Star Fox, dude, I am so sorry for you. I'm so sorry they haven't made like anything good since, I would argue, Assault. I love Assault. I think Assault is probably the best out of the Star Fox games because it actually, I think it did it the best when it came to how it changed the gameplay loop from being just full on rails to being able to go on foot, switch to a landmaster, switch out to an R-Wing, and then rotate between the three. I think that was, or could be, a great gameplay loop if they eased their way into it. I think they pivoted way too hard to the on foot section than all the other sections. That's just me though. I think some people agree that there's certain parts of Assault kind of stink, but I think overall it is the natural progression of what Star Fox could be. But if you look at all the mainline Star Fox games, it is so inconsistent. And I saw some people saying, oh, it's the fans' fault why Star Fox isn't as popular. But I think it's purely Nintendo's fault. Like, genuinely Nintendo's fault. Like, the first two Star Fox games, or the original Star Fox and Star Fox 64, they're great games. But then the jump from 64 to adventure, a on-foot action adventure, I guess, role-playing dinosaur saving game with all its fucking cringe dialogue, like having dino language but then put in English where it's like, it is so awful. That game is so awful. I used to play that game for hours at a time, like every day. It was bad how like obsessed I was with that game. But looking back on it, it is objectively a really, really bad game. And it is a fucking weird ass Star Fox game. Like, there's only a few moments you get to play in the R-Wing, and it's so brief. There's no point in it at all. It really is just an action adventure with Star Fox put on top of it. It's so bad. And then you jump from that to Star Fox Assault, which is going back to its roots, but it's still like this really weird, drastic change of like, it's not full on rails, but it's also a lot of on foot action. It's weird. It doesn't know what it wants to be. I still really liked it, but I could see why other people don't like it because it's so drastically different from what we already have, where adventure was adventure. And then you got StarFox 64 with the on-rail shooting and the all range parts. And then you go from assault to command. And command, visually, I think it's probably the grossest out of all the StarFox games. It's got that Ken Penderson style, the one with like Sonic with those baby teeth. It's so gross. It has such a bad look to it. I hate the way command looks. It has such a bad art style. And adding the RTS elements into it, I don't even know if it's like that good. I remember playing it a lot, but I must have like blanked out all the actual gameplay stuff because I watched a review on the game on how it plays, and it looks awful. And I forgot there was like controls where you'd have to use a stylus to spin around. I don't know how I didn't cramp my hand up because that, just playing it right now on my DS, it is such an awkward mess to play with. And then you jump from command with all these weird controls, the weird art style, all the way back to StarFox Zero. And visually, StarFox Zero is like the best. It just bar none. It is like the peak in terms of visuals. Aesthetically, it's awesome. It has such a great style. I love the little icons for the characters and how they talk to each other. It's so good. But again, the way it plays, at least from what I've seen, and the fact that they force you to use the Wii U gamepad and pad it out with like certain like stealth sections with Slippy, it's awful. I can understand why people don't like it. And now they are going back to StarFox again, StarFox 64 remake again, but it looks like so much fun. It looks like it can be a great time. Visually, I think it is about the same level as StarFox Zero. Stylistically, I don't think it's nearly as good though. I think there are things that I do like about the style and really don't like. I think most people know at this point that it looks like it's based on how the original StarFox looked like with like that puppet look. I'll put an image of it right here. And if they wanted to go for that feel, I think they nailed it with Slippy. Even though I still think he looks gross. I think he looks good. Peppy looks great. Fox, he's not bad. I could get used to him. I think he's got kind of like that Fantastic Mr. Fox kind of look to him. But Falco, oh my God, Falco looks fucking terrible. He looks like an adult version of Baby Tulin from Breath of the Wild. Tulip? I think it's Tulin. I think he looks like that, and I hate the way that kid looks in that game. He looks so gross. So seeing that as Falco it hurts so bad. And I saw an edit online where it's like, I think the main problem is like the eyes, and I think, yeah, it's the way that the eyes are so narrow and forward facing instead of like on the side and more like big. I think that has a lot to do with how just gross or like not gross, a little bit uncanny some of these characters look. I don't think they look terrible, but Falco is just, I cannot. Falco, when I see the renders of him like standing full upright and having kind of like a better look to him, it's still not that great. I don't think it looks that great. They took a lot of elements out of it. Like, I get it, they want to add, if it's to really go back to that OG design and give him that more anthropomorphic look, I mean, I guess it works. I hope it's not a style that stays. I really would like it if they went back to the way Zero looked, because I think that was such a good style that they just did not get to fully like go in depth with, besides like Starlink. And nobody's fucking played Starlink. I have the R-Wing from Starlink, but my stupid nephew like bit into it and I'm really mad about it. Oh my God. And there's another thing. When I was listening to like the voice cast for everyone, I think everyone's fine except Slippy and Falco. Slippy, usually the way I see it, he's much more of like that young, naive kind of character that is slightly annoying to listen to. And I guess this Slippy is okay. But the cadence of Falco, it really just goes back to Falco. The cadence of Falco is off. It does not sound right. When I was listening to him, he doesn't have that fucking snarky angst where it's like, I guess I should be thankful. Hey, Einstein, I'm on your side. This one, it's like, I guess I should be thankful. Hey, Einstein, I'm on your side. I guess that's okay. It's like that angsty e-boy anime voice. It's awful. Oh my God. I hate, certain people will like it, but for Falco, who is the snarky team member, it's such an awful rendition of him. I don't like the way they have Falco and this. It is not good, in my opinion. I think people do like him, and he's not a bad design, but I think even from the original Falco design, there's this aura you get from just this feeling you get from just looking at him, and it's recaptured in just about all of them. Even Assault, I don't like Assault Falco's design that much because he looks too much of like a cunt, but even Assault plays a little bit with the idea of being like really snarky and uptight and being like, I'm definitely better than you, like that rival kind of look to him. But this rendition of him it's just not it. He does not look like that friend that you'd like be in a rivalry competition with. He just kind of looks like gross. I don't like him. Yuck. Adult Tulin. Gross. Baby Tulin, but fully grown. Yuck. Annoying. And as upsetting as it is that they're redoing StarFox 64 and they have these little changes that I feel like kind of ruined that original vibe, at least when it comes to the banter of characters. A lot of the voice acting when I was listening to it, or maybe it'll change on release, but the original voice acting that I heard sounded very stilted on the English side. Maybe it'll be different on Japanese, and the other languages, but on the English side, it feels very stilted, very kind of not much weight put into them talking. I especially don't like Falco, as I've made it very clear, but I understand why they're doing it, because it's kind of like with Halo where it's such a rut. The only way to kind of like revitalize it is to kind of go back to its roots, to let everyone kind of experience the game again, but from the beginning. And from what I saw, it looks like they're adding a lot of stuff. Looks like they're adding a lot of gameplay elements, a lot of cutscenes that I am kind of happy to see. I really do like when the StarFox crew talks with each other. That's why I really like Assault. It's pretty freaking epic with their cutscenes. It just kind of makes sense. Like that game has the best formula. It's a good entry point. I just hope that with this, and if there's a big enough audience, that they can continue with StarFox, give it proper sequels. They can skip over Adventure. I don't think they really need to go over Adventure. Or if it's anything, it could be like a side plot. Yeah, I just recorded this because I was looking around again, and two things. Cat's design, awful. It is genuinely worse than Falco's. Like, I get it if they're going for that realistic kind of grungy look, that kind of like Top Gun-esque feel. Like, I get it, but I think they could have done something better with Cat. Like, sure she could have pink highlights. I think design-wise, it's not the worst look it could be, but I don't know. I think it's something to do with like the forehead and the way it's just like all muscle. It's weird. It's a bad look. It's so bad. And then I also saw that someone made the point that there's been a lot of games that have been coming out recently, like Metroid 4 and Donkey Kong Bonanza, where it's kind of like a reboot to the series, or kind of like continuing the series, or bringing it back to the mainstream. But every single one of them, they're not remakes. They are a sequel or a spin-off or a completely different story. So it's just like, why can't StarFox do the same thing? A different war, a different battle, something else, anything else that isn't something that's already been done this many times. I just want to bring that point up because I thought that was a really good point that someone made. I think it is a good starting point, but I think there's a lot of people that I've been seeing are like, why are you upset? It's just a new game. It's going to get a new generation. And yeah, I get that. I get that it's to bring in this new generation of fans that hopefully will like it enough for Nintendo to actually invest more money into making sequels, which I think overall for anyone that's an actual fan, You should be happy, but I think you should also understand the frustration for anyone that's been around for this long with StarFox, who have fucking been around for this long, either playing it, replaying it, trying to sing the praises of it, trying to get content wherever you can of StarFox, like that fucking Half-Life mod where they got the Crystal VA to voice as herself in Half-Life mod. Fucking crazy dedication, and the fact that she actually did that is kind of also crazy. And then with stuff like A Fox in Space, where it's like that fan passion because you love that series so much, only to see that rather than iterate on what's already there, they would rather just restart from the beginning. It's obnoxious to see that, like, oh, we gotta restart again and again and again and again. Like with Star Wars, there's only been one, like, New Hope. There's only been one, you know, the original trilogy, the prequel, and then the sequel. And then do that 4 times, maybe if you count the Lego games, but I don't know. It's just, it is frustrating to see it be remade again for the 4th time. But I hope that it is a good enough boost for StarFox to actually become relevant enough to have more sequels in the future. And it will have a player base that will come back to it. Because I really want to play StarFox. I really do. It's been so long, and I'm so happy that it is back to this point. And even hearing the music in that trailer and in the Nintendo Direct, it sounded like they were using a lot of compositions from Star Fox Assault. So it's like they recognize all these other sequels. So I don't think if they do go beyond, you know, the Star Fox 64 and maybe pursue some of the other stories, maybe we could see more gameplay style that leans a little bit into experimental, not this crazy departure like adventure or command, just a little bit more smart with how they make gameplay fun and enjoyable while also keeping StarFox. I don't know. I think I'm just rambling at this point. I'm just glad StarFox is back. I'm sad it's a rehash, but if it at least plays well and there's enough people that like it, I am hopeful that it will continue beyond this, and maybe we'll get a proper sequel that isn't adventure and might be a little bit better than Assault. And as long as they keep away from Command, thank you. Please, Nintendo, please don't do Command again. I can't. That's such an, no, it's so gross. Even thinking about it now, it's so gross, man. But yeah, thank you for listening to my rambles. Thank you, and I'll see you later. Okay, bye-bye.